I'm Jesse Allison. I've been a tattoo artist for 15 years. I've been with Emerald for on and off almost 10 years. I'm kind of an amateur gunsmith. Not super professional, but I can do some clean work. So this is a 1920 Mosin Nagant sniper rifle. Is basically just completely rebuilt. Right now I'm changing the lever out to an angled lever so that the new scope doesn't get smacked by the lever every time you charge a round into the chamber. I started learning metalwork my first year of tattooing, learning how to build coil machines. Learn brazing, welding, cutting, annealing, wrapping coils, capacitor sizes. Now I don't have time for that, so I use rotary machines. Electronic motors are a lot more reliable, at least for what I do. So I needed it to go underneath the scope without hitting. And now it's fine. Yeah, actually it's not bad. Well, this is my art studio. Well, my daughter's room, I guess. Well, yeah, my first kid. Jade is a year now. We're doing laundry, so it's a wreck in here, but I got another little girl on the way, surrounded by women. But yeah, she's the cutest. I never really planned on being a tattoo artist. I always knew I would be a professional artist of some kind, but I never really thought about it. And I was actually getting this sleeve worked on, and I showed my tattoo artist my portfolio of paintings, and he offered me an apprenticeship on the spot. I specialize in painterly tattooing, basically paintings on skin. Kind of wild color theory is what kind of captures most people's eyes in my tattooing. I can do just about anything, but recently I'm kind of narrowing down to a little bit more specifically Japanese biomechanical and painterly. I've been tattooing in the old Roseville area for the majority of my career. This is my hometown, and I really like it here, and I like the clientele here. And being that I've been here long enough, even after leaving several times, the clientele base that I'm able to maintain affords me to do pretty much everything that I want to do. 2 fights right there. Yeah, there's like 6 bars all in this little area right here. You know, Saturday night, and there's like hundreds of people out here and whatnot. There's these 2 bars right here, there's another bar there, and there's 3 more up the street. So yeah, it gets a little crazy here late at night on Saturdays. Right over there I got cracked over the head with a 6-inch heel, split my forehead open. Some girl just came out of the bar and whacked me over the head with a heel. Yeah. No, I'm a dad. And I sit at home with my daughter. Not like getting hit over the head with a heel is fun, but I've had people come up to me when I'm flying my drones. I'm nowhere near the playground or anything. I'm flying over trees and over the baseball diamonds and flipping over stuff. And this lady comes over and she's like, "Are you filming my children?" Like all aggressive and crazy. she was like, "You're filming them, aren't you?" And I'm like, "I'm nowhere near your children." And she was like, you have to stop recording. You have to stop right now. You're supposed to have permission to record, and you shouldn't be recording at a playground." I'm like 50 feet away, you know? And she keeps screaming at me and freaking out. And I pulled up the GoPro app on my phone and showed her the footage. And I'm like, I can't even tell if there's people below me. I'm doing 70 miles an hour. And she's still, you could tell she kind of like hunkered down and stopped pushing so hard, but she was still just being crazy about it. People just get so weird when it comes to cameras. It's funny. As you can see from a lot of these massive piles of parts, every single component has to be soldered, installed, put together. They're starting to produce quite a few drones now, that race drones like this, that you can buy and just fly off the shelf. But when I started, that was not a real thing. So you had to buy the flight controller, the video transmitter, the motors, the electronic speed controllers, and solder it all and program it, and get it all to work yourself. So it was quite a learning curve. Luckily, I already had the soldering skills from tattooing, from soldering needles in my first few years of tattooing. So the soldering skills came naturally, and building these tiny little things is very challenging. Hopefully when I get a chance to get back into it again, I won't have forgotten anything. It's interesting feeling like you're inside of the aircraft while you're flying, and you know, a lot of these are capable of doing over 100 miles an hour in short bursts, and some pretty crazy aerobatics, floating upside down for long periods of time, arcing over train trussels or whatever the object is. We always look for kind of abandoned spots to go fly, since everyone's all up in arms about drones these days. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Now they do drone racing on ESPN. I've qualified, and I could have gone and flew and been on TV, but I would have had to take months off of work that I just couldn't do. I'm a massive Tool fan. Been listening to Tool for a very long time, but over the years your musical taste kind of progresses and changes. It's still within the same genre, progressive metal, but mostly the style that I'm working on and doing right now, learning how to play or trying to get better at, is kind of new progressive metal. The kind of nickname is Gent. It's really kind of complicated guitar work. A lot of layering and syncopation and kind of odd timing, which is what makes it so hard to play. Ultimately, that's what's satisfying about playing that kind of music, is because it's so challenging. So I've made a lot of changes to the way that I play over the last couple of years, learning a kind of new style. And I don't know what it is about playing guitar, because there is no ultimate goal. It's just it's just the doing of it that feels good. most part, one thing is professionalism. It's an industry just kind of filled with scumbags. And notoriously unreliable, addiction and alcohol problems and a million other things. And so we really only hire professional people and make sure that everyone maintains that attitude and stays reliable and accountable. So customer service is a large part of that. Between the managers, the people that we have in our offices that answer questions, and the tattooers themselves, I'd like to think that our clients never go without a question unanswered and always end up walking out satisfied because we try to meet every expectation.
I don't know. What can we say about Jesse? I feel like he is a good leader. I don't know. Even though he looks intimidating, because the first time I met Jesse, I was terrified. Are you kidding me? You're just like,
he's a lot sweeter and a lot more goofy than he puts off for sure.
Yeah. But the cool thing I think about working with him is he makes us feel comfortable enough to ask him for anything, like whether it is tattoo help or even
piercing help. He's, even though he's a main tattoo artist, he has pierced in the past and has knowledge in it. So even now and again, I'll try to pick his brain about whatever little things, Yeah.
I feel like that's the most important thing about Jesse is the amount of knowledge that is in there. Like,
oh yeah, he's so smart. That dude is so smart.
And he knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but if there's somebody that's a reoccurring Jesse customer, like, you could tell. They come in, they're relaxed, they're hanging out, they're ready for their tattoo. Like, they don't even ask him questions. They don't even know what they're going to be doing. And they're just like, Jesse's got it.
Yeah. They just know that all his work that he puts out is always 110%. So it's comforting knowing that, there's never been one bad piece you've really seen.
And not only that,
Jesse.
but not only that, it's because he's honestly also very upfront with what he feels he can do and he can't. Like, he'll never just do something he doesn't feel like he can excel at. Yeah. He's never going to do some lukewarm crap.
No, he wants every tattoo to be awesome.
Yeah. Especially because that's the thing. He doesn't just do a tattoo. He attaches his name to that body part for the rest of your life. Usually it's like an entire back or an entire leg, arm. But
it's like a piece of art every time.
Yeah. But not only that, I feel like he's really somebody that you can kind of count on for whatever.
Yeah, he's always like first one to come in, last one to leave.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of he's like the shop dad.
He's definitely shop dad.
He even got a shop car now. Like a dad car now.
Wow, he's got the dad truck,
Having a good tattoo just isn't all of it. It has to be a good experience. It has to be good customer service. And it's not one-sided. You have to work with personalities. I have to work with my personality. We have to work with the imagery. We have to make what works for each person's skin. There's a lot of different factors that go into making a tattoo work well and also making the client happy for what they want.
You know what to do. I'm going to do it on both sides. You know what to do. In case you didn't put that in. Oh, it's up here too? You know what to do. You know what to do. Oh my God. This Macarena.